Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The City of Angels showing it can be loud and raucous. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad emerged from the tunnel. They're ready for football and ready to watch their Rams do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This is the rookie from Oklahoma State, Justice Hill. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd and 12, Jackson. That is incomplete.
I want to see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. He made Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's gone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Matt Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And he's going to go down again.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but Pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd down now. It's Hill, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing is Jackson. And able to find Garcon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
First down, check 41.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, a run for Hill. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's the rookie from Florida Atlantic, Kareth White. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. This time able to hold on to the football, but not much room to run. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Hill, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Ready? 40 wants the mic. Echo. 3 bar. 41.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And some room to roam now. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, L.A. DeAndre Washington. His 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Walsh adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see.
They got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
And the Raven first down.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Hill. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. On 1st down, it's Hill. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson, it's caught by Garcon. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in this first half alone, as he's got a first down on that last catch.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and it may be a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
From the 50, it's gone. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Let's go, D. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. 56. Mike. Louis.
A shotgun snap for gone. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 15-yard line.
Hey, I 7. 56. Mike, 56. Cut.
From the red zone now, gone. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Say. X3. 218.
Here's Brown. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Go.
Out of the gun, gone. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Ravens take over
We got this.
at their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Jackson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson, and he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That's taken on the 25. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Gone. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. This is Brown. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. This is hauled in by Deontay Burnett. And bulldozing his way through. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
Check 49, check 49, 25, check 25.
Jackson from the shotgun. Dancing to it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Leonard Floyd, his second sack of the night. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses. And excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Watch the twist. Switch.
Staying on the ground with Washington. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Let him know.
Hey, let's go.
Let him know.
Go ground.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. 25 yards that time. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Right back to Brown. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
It's been a long day for you. 36.
Hey, what's wrong?
Now a carry for Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On first, here's Washington. And he'll be brought down at what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the foot. Ball as we start the fourth and final quarter. Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a fourth quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? Right back to Washington. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 14. Washington on third and short. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They only get 2 there, but on third and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10.
No. Off. 76, tell him.
Running right, here's Brown. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go.
On second down, Washington. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6.
It's third down and
The Rams on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be third and 6.
Oh, yeah.
They'll keep it on the ground. Washington. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. DeAndre Washington, his second touchdown of the night, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
They'll run on first down. Hill. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. He's going to have the hook up to Burnett. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And the Raven first down.
Jackson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Check 43. Check.
Back to the ground. It's Hill. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick: make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson, he'll take a shot for the... And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
All day, just like that. Just like that. Orange.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down, L.A.
That's good for Rams. First down.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
Hold on. Check.
Motion.
Maverick. Hey, Alpha.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. I got it. 56. Mike, 56.
Shell.
56.
Shell.
SOS.
On first down, it's gone. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Washington gets it going right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
180.
58 for Mike. 58 for Mike.
Yes, sir.
You got nothing. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike.
Now gone. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Now Jackson. It's Hill, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 21. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
White 20. Five.
58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Check. 58 is the mic. 58 is the mic.
Now it's gone. Airing it out deep for Woods. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Tighten up. Let's go. 41. We got to wedge that out. Hey, defense. Mike 41.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Here we go. Hey, come on. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. 41's coming. 41's the mic.
Here's Jackson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
John Johnson on the coverage.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Jackson to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. Uses the spin. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
80 weapon. Value 1. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
On 2nd and 10, gone. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. 2 straight incompletions. Now the pressure's really on. Last thing you want here to start overtime, a 3 and out.
And I know that a few years ago when they changed the rules about overtime, it may have changed a little bit about how you go about things. But bottom line is, when you have the football, you never want to give it up. You want to make sure you get points on the board at a minimum and put pressure on the other team. This is a huge 3rd down call coming up.
That'll be caught by Cup. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. You know, you wonder how the Rams' game plan in Super Bowl 53 might have been different with a healthy Cooper Kupp. He was injured on November 11th, torn ACL, out for the year. But he was on his way to a 1,000-yard season in his 2nd NFL campaign. Had 566 yards in 8 games before the injury. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running it, Washington. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They run with Washington. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time, and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the West.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive.
5.
Check 56. You go night-night.
From the gun, here's Gone. He's going to air it out deep for Wood. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Trying to get it to Woods. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
An opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, we'll see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in a mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. The busy night continues for Hill. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Again, it's Hill. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Come on now. Let's go.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. From the 31, Jackson trying to lay one up deep. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
First down, Baltimore.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. On 2nd down, Hill. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. Now carry number 20 here for Hill. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. So they elect to decline it.